All right, this is the quick coronavirus video, so you don't have to listen to my long form rambling. All right, I'm not gonna micro machines it and be like, blah, 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 but I'm gonna be quick. Okay, this is real, in my opinion. This is real based on my professional friends in the field, from virologists, who are the study of viruses in the European Union, to friends of friends that work at the Mayo Clinic in infectious disease, to a friend who's an anesthesiologist, to other friends who work in the medical field here in the Southern California area, and to independent journalists on Twitter, which I know seems crazy, but that's how you can get good news these days, and also to friends that are in China and Asia in general that are in the medical field. So, that said, they're saying this is something they've never seen before, and this is something to take seriously, whether or not you're in compromised community like myself, but especially so, or if you're just a regular person. Now, if you're 9 or younger right now, we don't know why, you seem to be in the clear, but don't be complacent with that. So this whole thing is, I want to just say is, I believe, there was a quote I read the other day: complacency kills. I'm alive. Paranoia is why I'm alive today. So complacency kills. Paranoia is why I'm alive today. I believe in the spirit of the quote was not paranoia in the sense of really paranoia. It's what paranoia in the eyes of others versus pragmatism in somebody else's eyes, or prudency and taking steps. So whether you're in a relationship, whether you're in war, whether you're in a job, when you're complacent, it ruins things. It generally, when you just sit back and don't do anything. So especially when it comes to Mother Nature scheduling something that wasn't in our schedule, wasn't in your kid's schedule, wasn't in grandma's schedule, wasn't in my schedule, who's building his life and building momentum and starting to feel like he might get his life back in LA, Long Beach area. It's not in anyone's schedule, but it's happening. And it's either you take the precaution and you're the smart person that did what they needed to do to protect themselves or their family. There's no coming back from, I always tell people, you're healthy until you're not. Have you felt great and then bam, you got the flu and felt like you might have to go to the hospital? I know I have, and I've been there. Not everyone has, so maybe they're walking from, oh, I'll be fine, I'm the cockroach, I'll survive anything. From what my friends say, this death rate is very high. It's much higher than the flu, much. And when you're in other populations, especially getting older than 30, 45, March 17th, hopefully me, and with kidney disease, any sort of other type of conditions, the death rate is not just 2%, it's exponentially higher. And a friend very, very bluntly, and you'll find sometimes your doctor friends will say things more bluntly because they're just numb to it. They said, this can definitely kill you. And I heed their warning. And so for me, I'm bugging out. I'm making all the preparations. I don't want to do it. I don't even have the money to do it, but I have to do it. So I'm getting the supplies I need, doing what I can, getting my medications in advance, and I'm heading to the wilderness. If you want to write to me, if you want to connect with me in individual basis, I'm considering hopefully not doing this alone, but it's going to have to be people that are pretty aware and sure that they're not already infected, because it does no one any good if we allow the person on the ship, I'm not going to be on a ship, but I'm just using the example, and you get 600 people and then you bring the one person that wasn't checked, everybody's screwed then. So you get what I'm putting out there. More rural, but I'm not going to be deep in the wilderness. It's quite manageable. So that's what I'm doing. Those are the precautions I'm taking. Do I want to? No. I want to stay here. I want my life to keep going. I want this inconvenience gone. I don't want anyone to die from this. But the truth is, when you just take it at 2%, that's out of 300, that's 6 people dying. If my math's wrong, you tell me. I thought I heard that in a news story today. I could be wrong. But I'm saying just know that we're going to know people that die of this virus. And we live in times, just because it's 2020, the only difference between 1918 and stuff is the advancements in technology. Mother Nature's advancement isn't like the iPhone 10X coming out. When this new virus comes out, it's next level. We don't have preparation for this. It's not as exciting as a phone coming out. This is something that just happens. We don't have the immunity. We have to hope to it, it delays, and that we have time to build a vaccine. But right now, for my doctor friends, there's nothing that stops it. I have my Tamiflu, my Zofluza in my car that are for flu, which right now you got to be worried about flu more. Not going to touch this virus, they said. Nothing they have found yet. So take that for what it is. I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. You can watch the long form video where I go deeper into things if you want. But bottom line is, think of this as something that can happen. When Kobe crashes in his helicopter, we realize life happens to anybody, and nobody's immune. And you can protect yourself, but nobody wants to live in a bubble either. So if we're going to live this life, it comes with risk, and everybody chooses their individual risk. And you have to assess it for yourself. And as long as you're of sound mind and, you can decide that. And so for me, I'm taking extreme precaution. You decide for yourselves what you want to do. And I hope that everyone takes care. I have my masks. I have a bunch of other ones, I keep with me in strategic ways. I have a bunch of the Curad antivirals. I have goggles that I'm picking up. I have nitrile gloves. I have my Clorox wipes, and I have my not antibacterial, my, not Purell, but you know what I'm talking about, the hand stuff, hand sanitizer. And I have some other things that hopefully will help, but maybe not. And by going to the wilderness, I can be the first that dies. There's other stuff out there. I can die on the drive. But I'd rather die there than intubated, in delusion of fever and pain in a hospital with almost zero likelihood I'll be surrounded by family and friends, because it ain't happened yet. One time I had parents at the hospital when I was there, and it's because I was just happened to be nearby. And that's not a knock on them, it's just the reality. And so we vision that we're going to go in a certain way, and I don't want to be dark, but it's not how it works always. We can't plan this stuff. So for me, personal choice is what I want to do, and I hope people will support me on that. I'm going to document my journey. I'm going to still be doing my peptide therapy, my treatments. I'm getting my medication. I just got back on the peptides today, and I feel so much better. And I didn't plug in my microphone, but I'm going to do it now. I thought it was plugged in, so I apologize for the sound. But let's just say that everything I'm planning, I'm still going ahead with, from my voiceover work to coaching to building my website to helping other people through this and documenting living out of my car and marginalized in society, and trying to show people how you can still connect with nature, you can still be optimistic, and you can still be positive and find hope. But I have to do this in order to continue that, if that makes sense. And so I don't want anyone to think I'm going off the rails and choosing to do some fun adventure. If I'm asking for support, if I need ice, if I need help with this power station to run my CPAP and have my emergency phone, I was going to need that in the city anyway. I'm going to need it for this trip. If you can help with gas money, if you can help with anything. And I'm going to be posting that soon, but that's going to be more formalized. But generally still what I'm asking for is the help with the medical treatment. But any way somebody can help, whether it's gift cards, whether it's, for food, keeping in mind, food restrictions, unfortunately, but more for like a grocery store and whatnot, because I'm on my last legs right now and I'm charging stuff and I have no real choice. And that's not what this video is about, a plea for help, but I'm just foreshadowing that when I do put out my crowdfunding, that was going to have nothing to do with this trip going to the wilderness to avoid coronavirus. It had to do with how can I get more stable and comfortable while I get treatment and care and build my life again, since I don't receive disability and since I'm homeless. And I've been homeless now going on 17 months. And for those that resonate and feel my story, is real, and what I'm doing is everything to the best of my ability and conserving and trying, I appreciate you. And I appreciate you, and even just writing and support. Money's not, it's going to help me in terms of allowing me to pay for my peptide therapy, which I did 4 peptides today, and it's the first day I did it in a week, almost a week, and I feel so much better because I've been feeling terrible. You can still almost hear it in my nasal passages and everything like that, but I've been really flared up in every way. Today's the first day out of pain, really, and it just feels amazing to have my body back and my mind back a bit. But I'm still going to go to bed early, and I tell everyone, do the basics. Go to bed early. Avoid big crowds. Wash those hands. Do a mindfulness practice. Every time you lift, I'm not going to lift my hands above my shoulders. Try to remember that so you don't put your hands on your face. And these things are going to prevent coronavirus more than the masks or anything else. And panicking and worry do us no good. They'll suppress the immune system. So as much as you can control that, whether it's through walking, fresh air, meditation, good nutrition as well. I'm no health guru or anything like that. I'm just trying to pass on what I've read, and I hope that we all get through this okay. I don't want to say we can sit back and laugh about it, because there's already been a lot of people who have suffered, but just to maybe share whatever your drink is, whatever your celebration about how we made it through this, and that it's not as bad as it might be. So on that note, thanks for bearing with me here. Thanks for listening. Peace. And please like, subscribe, comment, and follow along. All right? Thanks a lot.